Hey everyone, I will be talking about the role for VP of Events, and I just am going to talk about the main objective of what you'll be doing throughout the year, along with the weekly duties that you will be responsible for on eBoard. So as VP of Events, you will be planning events for external and internal stuff, such as if we were going to go to the Bucks or if we were going to be doing weekly meetings, and you want to create a positive, fun, professional environment for all the members. So for the weekly meetings, I did do all the PowerPoints, and you want to make sure that you include everything that the eBoard will be working on and wants to discuss throughout the week, along with all the information that the members will need to know for the oncoming events, along with reaching out to alumni and sponsors and other external people involved in the org. Like I said before, like the Bucks, if we were going to go to a game, you'd want to reach out to them and plan that event. Or if we were going to do the escape room, you want to make sure that you have everything sorted out through there. Along with, you will be doing homecoming. I did not plan homecoming this year since I've just started the role for the spring semester, but you will be responsible for planning all of homecoming, which is super fun. And you will be doing all the social events outside of the meetings, such as our cookout that we did at the beginning of the year. And you will be just making sure that all the members are having a good time, making sure that the meetings are what they want to be, and you want to, make sure they're participating in everything, along with answering any questions that they would have, along with making sure that you are working with everyone on the executive board. We all want to make sure we're working together so everything comes along great. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email is on the application form, or you can always email me through Band or anything like that.
All right, hello. I hope your quarantine is just going amazing. I am here to talk to you a little bit about my position as VP of External Relations. What do? I run the website. No, I'm just kidding, there's more than that. First we'll start out with the website. So obviously it's done through Wix. It's pretty easy to use, very drag and drop style. I wouldn't be scared by it at all, because the more you use it, the more you pretty much learn. I've worked in my classes with actual coding of websites and stuff, and that stuff sucks. So Wix is actually pretty easy, and I've actually learned as I've gone as well. And within the website, stuff that I wrote down that I do is kind of normal would be updating the meeting minutes. Many of the meetings, just any details that Kyle takes, or the VP of social media / administration takes, and manage the signups, which that was probably the most prevalent of any of the kind of updates within the website, because there were so many events and so many changes, and people were adding and then they were backing out, stuff like that. So that's probably where a lot of your time's gonna go personally, and then just keeping the correct info and pages on there. When I took over the website, I kind of made changes to both the design and some of the pages, so I got rid of some, added some. It's really up to you. It's your choice once the website's yours. And also, you just want to make the website look pretty. It's the most important part. And I did some design changes, so it's really just up to you. It's what you make it, what you think is best. I obviously would take any changes that I made and say to the rest of the board, hey, what do you think about this? It's really working collaboratively that way. And then outside of the website, I guess inside and outside, they also handled the member of the month. So I would reach out to them, get their picture, get their little blurb to put on the website. I would manage the email for DECA. I wasn't always me that was sending the emails out, but I would kind of manage when they came in, what email to put in whose folder. I organized the email to make it a little bit cleaner, got rid of a lot of old emails because we went all the way back to 2012, and we were having storage issues. So that was just another thing I did. Another part of VP of External Relations is working with alumni. I did a newsletter that was supposed to be every other month, which was doing fine until now with all the issues going on, but it's really up to you. We want to keep contact with the alumni, give them the info, and just try to keep them as close as possible, because they could be future sponsors and stuff like that. And it's just nice to catch up with them every once in a while. And hey, I'll be one of them next year, so it's gonna get crazy. And also, another thing is that I kind of made it a little bit techie, but it doesn't have to be that way. With both me and Chris, the former VP of External Relations, we were both IT majors, so it was kind of just carried over, and then I just naturally kind of expanded upon it. Where the whole joke of whenever there's a problem in the meeting, they would yell Kobe Tech, and then I would be there to save the day. But it doesn't have to be that way either. It's really what you make it. So don't be afraid to apply to this if you're not IT or super techie. Like, it's, for one, a good learning experience just with the website itself. Two, maybe if you just want to expand your nerdiness, techiness, I don't know. You know what I mean. It's just, I made it more techie when that doesn't have to be that way. And there's a lot of other, like, I guess, little things. Like, towards the end, I was working on keeping record of all our old board members through all the way from when DECA started. And that kind of got halted because now we can't get into the office because all the buildings are closed. But it's just little, like, housekeeping things like that. And yeah, it's just basically running the website, keeping contact with alumni, remember the month, and other little things. It's really what you make of it. So I wish the best of luck to the next VP of External Relations, and see you.
Hey DECA members, it's Treese, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about Vice President of Fundraising. So the bulk of your job in this role is in the summer. You will be organizing Alpine Valley, and you will be getting together the tiers and sponsor letters to gather corporate sponsors throughout the summer. And then towards the end of the summer, you will be putting together your calendar of fundraisers for the following school year. You will also be contacting the people in charge of those fundraisers to make sure that you will be able to do them when you want to. When it comes to the school year, your main job is to make sure that all the fundraisers are ready to start on the date that you picked, as well as hyping up them as much as you can. That is like a big part of this job, is kind of being a people person and making sure you're comfortable talking in front of the entire organization and just hyping them up as much as you can. And so this role does come with more flexibility in the school year because it is busier in the summer. And if you do have a full-time job in the summer, it's totally fine. I had an internship last summer and I was still able to get everything done that I needed to. So if you have any more questions about this role, please reach out to me, ask me any specific questions you want. But have a good week, everyone.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Kyle here to kind of give you a rundown on the VP of Social Media and Administration position. So the VP of Social Media position is a position where you basically are the voice and image of UW Collegiate DECA. You take the reins of all the social medias and you basically can turn them into whatever you see fit. You basically can run with it, make it your own, and that's one of the best things about this position is you get to create your own social media presence and create your own personalities for the social medias if that's what you're desiring for. Overall, it seems simple, but there's a lot that has to go into it. You are responsible for making your own posts. You have to be able to communicate with the other board members and make sure that you are getting all of their posts that they need out there as well. You need to make sure that everything you're doing is for a purpose, and while you can have a little bit of fun with it, you need to make sure that all of the right information is being sent out and all the right information is reaching our members, alumni, board members, and Frank, because they are all going to be able to see these posts. They're all going to be basically informing everybody of what's going on, because as much as the emails get sent out, it is also important that we reach out on social media. Coming in with any sort of new ideas would be really beneficial for the interview process. So put yourself into a VP of social media's shoes right off the bat and kind of think about what you would do different than what I did, or if you were in this position, what would you want to do with it? That would definitely help you in the interview process. I would definitely suggest learning a type of graphic design, whether it's from Canva, Photoshop, something like that, because you need to make sure that you're making quality posts and making sure that you are representing UW-DECA to its highest ability, because we are now the best chapter in Wisconsin. And while we always have been, for the most part, it's important that you need to cover all the information that needs to be covered, as well as make it visually appealing so that people actually want to read the content and get to see what fundraiser is going on, what event is coming up, or if there's any deadlines that they need to meet. So the administration, kind of forgot to touch on it, it's basically taking minutes. And while minutes sound simple, you need to make sure that you're taking down all the information that needs to be put down. In board meetings, a lot of the information that you'll go over is vital for you to remember and to mark down decisions that are made and things that are decided on, because if those end up getting lost or not taken down as part of the minutes, it could completely derail everything that's going on, and you'll have to have discussions again, which is going to be on you, and you need to make sure that you're on top of it. Taking minutes during meetings as well, you've got to make sure that all the information that members are going to be looking at is going to be present on those minutes, because when looking back at previous meetings, that's what members are going to need to see, and that's what board members are going to need to see. If you think that you can take the reins on that, I encourage you more than 100% to apply. I can think of every single person in this DECA organization that would be able to run with this position, turn it into their own, make it into something special, and leave it better than when they found it, because that's exactly what I tried to do and exactly what I achieved. And if you have any follow-up questions, anything more that you want to know about the position, anything that kind of piques your mind that you kind of want to know about what I did, or if you want to get to know anything about what I did from Canva or Photoshop, because those are the two that I utilized this year, feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, and I'd be more than happy to see any single one of you take the reins on VP of Social Media next year.
Hi everybody, today I'm going to be talking about the position of VP of Community Involvement and what that entails. There's really 5 big things that go into this position. Trick or Can, Haunted House, the Toy Drive, the Civic Consciousness Project, and then lastly, administrative duties. So to go into a little bit more detail, firstly, Trick or Can is a food drive around Halloween where we distribute flyers and grocery bags to the doorsteps of the community. Then community members fill those bags with non-perishable food items so that we can pick them up and deliver them to a food pantry. Secondly, the Haunted House, we travel to Terror on Rural Street in Hartford, Wisconsin, where we dress up and scare people. So for this event, you will coordinate volunteers, carpools, and background checks. And then third is the Toy Drive. Frank helps a lot with this event, but you will set up the Christmas tree in the Highland Atrium. You will make a flyer and distribute this around campus, and you will encourage members to donate to the Toy Drive. Lastly, you will help drop off toys at the Ronald McDonald House in Milwaukee, which is very rewarding. And then another big part of this position is the Civic Consciousness Project. In this case, we got to pick a charity this year, but in years past, State DECA has picked a charity for us. We basically educate members about the charity and then create fundraising events for this charity. So hopefully we can take home first place again in the Civic Consciousness Award. Lastly is administrative duties. So you will have to track volunteer hours of all DECA members on a Google spreadsheet, and then you have to make sure that members have 5 volunteer hours before they compete, whether this be through email reminders, face-to-face reminders, etc. And then you also have to enter volunteer hours into Connect by the end of the year. So if you're interested in coordinating events and volunteers, I strongly encourage you to apply for this position.
Hey guys, Jim here. As you can see, I'm at work. Basically for VPA competition, the main part of it is, the regional, state, and international competition. Obviously this year's different, but just keeping track of everybody who's competing and what prepared projects, study tables, if you choose to do so, which I would highly recommend keep doing it. It's a great opportunity for everybody. Making sure everybody's motivated, nobody goes in blind, everyone knows what the role play is, how to do it, break it down. Meetings, obviously, getting involved with everything, any volunteer opportunity that we have. Homecoming is a big thing for everybody, all volunteer opportunities, get involved, always be available. It is a fun position, I personally enjoyed it, I got more out of it than I ever thought I could get out of it. It's a great opportunity, great position. Any position is a great position. but this one I personally like the most. I got a lot of leadership experience out of it. All the competitions, running the stuff, being knowledgeable. A big thing that we're looking for is the leadership. Can you handle yourself? Can you, handle everything that's thrown at you during competition? How you handle stress? The state and international conference is a little different. Getting everybody, prepped and ready. Knowing everybody's competitive event, both if they so choose to do so. But overall, it's a great position. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Please email me or reach out if you have any more questions. We could do a FaceTime, WebEx, whatever. Thank you guys. See you soon.
Hey everyone, it's Brendan. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the VP of Finance position for our chapter. The biggest responsibility of the chapter is to use the financial data that we have to provide information to the executive board and the rest of the chapter to make the best possible choices for the chapter. Keeping track of revenue and expenses is incredibly important, such as keeping track of who pays dues and who pays for regional, state, and national conferences is really important. Make sure that each person is giving credit for the payments that they make, as well as fundraising, so keeping track of how much money each person has made, and then keeping track of all the money that they've earned from Alpine, Yankee Candle, anything like that, and then making sure that they're paid out at the end of the year, or they can attribute that to dues or a different conference that they want to pay for. Also keeping track of expenses, such as just like prizes and pizza at a meeting, or reimbursements for state or nationals, is really important to make sure that we know exactly how much money we have throughout the year, so that we can make the best possible choice and know how much money we have. Obviously, spending too much or too little can lead to some problems. So just being organized and keeping track of all of the money that we have, how much we're bringing in, how much we're spending, and then using that to make choices is really important, and really the thing that I spend most of my time on. As well as one of the other big responsibilities is deciding on reimbursements, as we did for state and we're working on for internationals before that was unfortunately canceled. But deciding and looking at how much money we plan to need and forecasting the budget for the rest of the year, and then using that to help our members cut down prices as much as we can, and really just taking everything together to make good choices and spend the right amount of money on each thing to do as much as we can as a chapter. If you have any questions about the position, please email me, text me, Snapchat me. I'd love to talk to you about it. If you need any more information or you want to apply, please do. Thank you very much.
Hello, Whitewater Collegiate DECA members. This is John, your VP of Marketing. Just wanted to take this time to talk to you guys about the role of VP of Marketing that you guys can apply for today. Pretty much the role is all about trying to get as many people to join the org and come to our meetings as possible, and you can really do that in any way that you see fit. The biggest one that you will be using is going to be the involvement fair, and as VP of Marketing, you really have a lot of creative power over how you want the booth set up, how you are going to get people to the booth, and how you're going to inevitably get them to our meetings. So I do a lot of videos, so I play to that strength of mine, but if you're into graphic design or you're good at photography, really anything, good at creating flyers that you can pass out or posters that you can hang up in Highland or other buildings throughout campus, you can really play to any strength that you have with this role. This is definitely one of the more creative roles that we have on the exec board, as you really can go about recruiting members in really any way that you see fit. As you guys know, I create a lot of videos, and that's how I tried to keep our members engaged throughout the semester and try to promote DECA throughout campus. But it's really up to you, however you see yourself marketing Collegiate DECA. And then another main part of the VP of Marketing role is that you send out weekly reminders that we have meetings and your meeting recap after every meeting, just to keep our members engaged and keep Collegiate DECA on their mind. And as I said before, you'll be collaborating a lot with other board members like the VP of Social Media to make sure the right posts are going out so that we can market ourselves and get the Collegiate DECA brand out there even more.
And in this role, you really have to be very personable and try to go out of your way to talk to as many people as possible at like the involvement fair or really just around campus. Just trying to promote all the great things that we've done with Collegiate DECA and all the skills that can help a new potential member want to join Collegiate DECA. So really just always be marketing no matter where you are, and hope you guys learned something about the VP of Marketing position.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. So if you want to be president of Collegiate DECA one day at UW-Whitewater, what you do is you have to be on the executive board first, so take one of the positions that were spoken about earlier. And once you have a year on board, then you can apply to be president. So if you are interested in doing that, please apply for board today. Thank you.